Police call it a house of horrors. Now live at 5, 2 Georgia men will spend the rest of their lives in prison after being convicted of adopting 2 young boys, then sexually abusing them. The 2 men from Walton County.
They were the perfect neighbors, friendly, active in their church, and trusted by everyone. But behind the smiling family photos and suburban normalcy, the Zulocks hid an unspeakable secret. A police raid uncovered their dark double life. Hidden cameras, coded ledgers, and evidence of a horrifying operation run from their home. This is the story of how monsters hide in plain sight.
William and Zachary Zulock weren't satisfied with just appearing in Georgia's LGBTQ+ community. Featured in magazines and praised at events, adopted 2 young brothers to prove that same-sex couples could provide loving homes to children in need.
In the idyllic community of Walton County, Georgia, the Zulock family was the very image of perfection. They were the friendly, church-going neighbors everyone admired and trusted. But in October 2022, a single police raid would tear that picture apart, revealing horrors so profound they would leave veteran investigators stunned. The town itself was a portrait of Southern charm, with quiet streets and a sense of peaceful safety. Their home on Meadowview Drive was the picture of suburban normalcy, complete with children's bicycles by the garage. To all who knew them, William and Zachary Zulock were ideal parents and pillars of the community. Behind this meticulously crafted image, however, lay a chilling reality. Their public life was a calculated performance, documented in spreadsheets and staged social media posts. Even the family photos on their walls hid terrible secrets within their frames. The first crack in their facade was a small anomaly in their adoption paperwork. Detective Sarah Wilkins's investigation uncovered a disturbing pattern: strange medical visits, sealed records, and unexplained wealth-funding luxury purchases. The final piece came in a cryptic, anonymous email sent in the dead of night. It contained a fragmented text exchange with a haunting phrase: "The merchandise will be ready Friday." The timestamp matched a family vacation photo. The grainy screenshot attached to the email was a window into a nightmare. The text exchange, between contacts labeled only Z and U, was a masterclass in sinister code. The conversation had occurred on September 30th. That very day, the Zulocks had posted cheerful Instagram photos of their sons building sandcastles on a Panama City beach boardwalk. This chilling disconnect between the family's cheerful public image and the sinister digital evidence launched a swift and silent investigation. Lieutenant Dan Harris, a 20-year veteran who had worked numerous trafficking cases along the I-20 corridor, immediately recognized the coded lingo. Phrases like inventory, merchandise, and buyers were not just red flags. They were a direct window into a specific and horrifying criminal vernacular used by exploitation rings. Under his direction, a forensic team initiated a deep dive into the family's known digital footprint, scouring their iPhones, MacBook, and home Wi-Fi records. The real break, however, came not from their primary devices, but from a shadowy corner of their digital life they believed was hidden. By subpoenaing their cloud backups, investigators discovered a secondary iCloud account, cleverly named to look like a business entity, which was accessed exclusively through a cheap, unregistered burner phone. This secret account was a treasure trove of damning evidence, containing meticulously deleted text messages that matched the anonymous tip's phrasing and, most critically, auto-synced photographs. The investigation rapidly expanded, uncovering a vast web of complicity that extended far beyond the family's home. It became clear that their operation could not have functioned without enablers in trusted positions. Their adoption agency, New Beginnings Family Services, was later shut down for fraud after it was discovered they had fast-tracked the placement of the children through falsified home studies and bribery. A pediatric nurse, Melissa Hargrove, was implicated for providing unneeded sedatives to the children, with pharmacy records showing she prescribed double doses before every one of the family's trips. This network of contacts, each with their own dark intentions and specialties, formed the supporting structure of the entire operation. It included individuals like a pastor who used church retreats as cover, an IT specialist who managed their dark web presence, and an adoption attorney who sourced children. Each piece of the puzzle, from the financial records showing unexplained cash payments to the sealed medical histories, snapped into place with terrifying speed, revealing a sophisticated and deeply entrenched criminal enterprise. The pieces fell into place with such alarming velocity that investigators realized they were not just dealing with a single family, but with a node in a much larger, multi-state network. The evidence painted a picture of a highly organized operation that used the guise of normalcy, soccer games, church potlucks, and family vacations as the perfect camouflage for its crimes. The trigger for the raid was a late-night ping from that burner phone. Wilkins didn't hesitate. At dawn on October 12th, a SWAT team breached the peaceful home on Meadowview Drive. The horror deepened in the children's bedroom. The safety rails on the younger boy's bed were not for protection. They were leather restraints. A stuffed animal's button eye concealed a camera lens. The final, undeniable proof was on William's laptop. A folder named Tax Backup was a password-protected archive of atrocity. A digital forensic specialist opened a video file labeled B-Day Party. 5 seconds in, he ejected the drive, pale and shaken. "We need the FBI," he told Wilkins. "Now." The case exploded from a local nightmare into a multi-state operation, dubbed Operation Broken Home. Simultaneous raids netted 14 arrests, all individuals in trusted positions: the nurse, a pastor, an IT specialist, an adoption attorney. Their operations were shockingly advanced, using encrypted dark web marketplaces, cryptocurrency payments, and even temporary barcode tattoos to manage their victims. The trial that followed was one of the most complex in the state's history. The defense claimed a frame-up, but their arguments crumbled under the weight of digital evidence and the heart-shattering testimony of the children. The older boy, now 10, testified via closed-circuit TV, describing blue light nights when the hidden cameras activated. The jury returned guilty verdicts on all counts after just 6 hours. As the judge sentenced them to life without parole plus 100 years, Zachary Zulock vomited in the defendant's box. William stared blankly ahead, whispering what sounded like calculations. The sentencing hearing revealed the lasting damage. A therapist described one child's fear of all men. The boy's grandmother held photos of their biological mother's overdose deathbed. The judge's remarks were final and damning. "You didn't just steal their childhood, you engineered its destruction." In Walton County, the community grappled with the betrayal. Oak Grove Baptist Church, shamed by its association, disbanded. The elementary school installed counseling trailers on its lawn. The two brothers, placed with a trauma-informed foster family far from Georgia, began the long road to recovery. Their therapist reported small, hard-won victories. A full night's sleep, a drawing without scribbled-out eyes. Yet for every answer, a deeper mystery emerged. The investigation had only uncovered an estimated 60% of the network. Unanswered questions haunted the case files. Who was J.B., who received $92,000? Where was the red door place the children mentioned? Why did payments from a Luxembourg bank flow into William's accounts? The house on Meadowview Drive was razed in 2024. The lot remains empty, a silent, cursed memorial by local ordinance. The anonymous tipster, whose linguistic profile suggests a woman aged 35 to 50, never came forward to claim the reward. 17 encrypted video files, protected by military-grade encryption, remain unopenable. One is titled The Collection. Flight records point to unexplained trips. A storage unit was mysteriously emptied, and millions moved through offshore accounts. A ledger found in the safe contained coded entries for at least 12 other children, only 4 of whom have been identified. The boys themselves had been given drugs to cloud their memories of specific events. The lead prosecutor offered a somber conclusion. "We got justice, but we'll never get all the answers. Some doors are better left closed." Their therapist's final note held a fragile hope. They asked for a birthday cake with no cameras. "We ate the whole thing in one sitting, a small victory in an endless war. The house is gone, but the scars remain. Some monsters don't hide in the shadows. They hide in plain sight behind a perfect smile and a friendly wave. Subscribe for more true crime stories that reveal the truth hiding in plain sight. Click the bell icon to get notified whenever we post a new video. Thank you for watching.